I float, scattered, held by a spider's thread, hollow, numb, stranded on a distant moon. Detached from me, I watch with dread. Life has lost its meaning all too soon. Have you ever felt that? Not happy, not sad, not angry, not even afraid, just gone. Like you're watching your own life happen, but you're standing a few feet outside of it. Like everyone else received the instruction manual for being human, and somehow yours got lost in the mail, you know? And honestly, I checked. I looked everywhere. I looked under the couch, behind the fridge. I even checked my emotional spam folder. Nothing. Apparently, my feelings have unsubscribed. But underneath the joke, there is something much harder to admit. Sometimes we don't lose our feelings because we don't care. Sometimes we lose access to our feelings because we cared way too much for too long. Hi, I'm Deidrey Francois, and this is Here to Bloom. This is a place where we explore the hidden reasons behind the things we struggle with, the things we often judge ourselves for, and discover that sometimes what we actually thought was a flaw was actually a survival response. And last week we talked about procrastination, and we discovered something rather surprising. Actually, that was 2 weeks ago. We discovered something surprising. The task is not always the task. No, it's not. And sometimes what looks like laziness is actually protection. Today, we're talking about another protective response. One that can be even more confusing because instead of feeling too much, you feel almost nothing. There was a time in my life when I wanted to cry, not because I loved crying, you know. Nobody wakes up and thinks, you know what would be really cool and what would improve my day? A really great emotional breakdown. Right? Nobody thinks like that. But because crying would have meant something was still connected. Something was still moving. Something inside me was still alive. I remember wanting to feel. I remember almost begging myself, like, please, for God's sakes, just feel something. And nothing came. My mind would drift. My emotions felt locked behind a door that I just couldn't open. And I knew they were there, but I just couldn't reach them. And I remember moments where I would be upset, something would happen, a conversation, a conflict, a moment where normally I would feel anger or frustration, and suddenly it always felt like this door just slammed shut inside of my head. Boom, it's shut. And suddenly nothing. The emotion disappeared. I was still there, but I felt completely disconnected from myself. That was the part that scared me. Not the sadness, not the pain, the absence. It's the absence. Because pain at least tells you that something matters. Pain means there's still a connection. But numbness? Numbness makes you question everything. Do I love this person? Do I care? Why don't I feel excited about anything? Why don't I feel joy? Why don't the things that used to matter just don't feel like they matter anymore? And perhaps the most frightening question, what the hell happened to me? Because sometimes the hardest loss isn't losing a relationship or a dream or a version of your life. Sometimes the hardest loss is feeling like you lost yourself. I float, scattered, held by a spider's thread, hollow, numb, stranded on a distant moon. Detached from me, I watch with dread. Life has lost its meaning all too soon. Nothing really hurts or scares me. Nothing truly makes me teary or sad. Nothing thrills me or makes me happy. And nothing seems to make me mad. It's as if by error I was left unplugged. Left the bottle uncorked and the fizzle is flacked, as if somewhere on the highway I was mugged. They left me with all the shiny things, but ran off with my heart. The best thing's gone. I don't remember how to feel deeply, and as if someone forcibly moved me out of my mind and home, I cling to what is left. It's slippery, holding feebly. The me inside is missing. Fragmented, alone, and numb. When I wrote these words, I wasn't trying to explain anything. I was trying to describe something that I just could not explain. And sometimes this is where creativity comes from, the place where language fails. You know, here's one thing I wish I had told, someone had told me sooner. Your emotions didn't disappear. They don't betray you. They don't leave you because you're cold. They don't leave you because you don't care. Sometimes our emotions just go into hiding. Yeah. Imagine your nervous system as the world's most overprotective security guard. The kind of security guard who takes the job way too seriously. Someone walks towards the building and then the security guard's like, "Who are you?" And the person's like, "I'm Joy." And the security guard's like, "ID, please." And you're like, "I don't have one." Denied. Okay, fine. I'm Excitement. Yeah, I'm Suspicious. I'm Love. I don't think so. Love is too risky. Nothing gets through. Not because the security guard hates you, because the security guard thinks they're protecting you, right? Now, I'm going to use a word here, and I want to be very careful because, listen, I am not a therapist, honey. In fact, my PhD is in life experience. That's it. So, heck, if you came here for a diagnosis, please get out and come back again. Because I'm not diagnosing anyone, okay? I'm a songwriter, I'm a singer, I'm a storyteller who has lived through these experiences, and I have spent a lot of time trying to understand them. I'm still trying to understand myself. And one word often used to describe experiences like that is the word dissociation. Look it up. It's a good word to check out. Dissociation is when the mind creates distance between you and your thoughts and your emotions, your body, your experiences. It can feel like watching your life instead of actually living it. It's like feeling detached from yourself, feeling emotionally flat, feeling like you are behind the glass, feeling like you know something matters, but you can't emotionally connect to it. And one of the most interesting things about the brain, now by the way, I know if you've not seen this show before and you're just coming on for the first time, what you see happening with my breath, this is actually something called conversion disorder that I experience. So this is how it's been manifesting since I had a concussion. So anyway, let's keep on going. And one of the most interesting things about the brain is that sometimes this isn't failure. Sometimes it's just protection. When something becomes too overwhelming, the brain has ways of reducing the intensity, almost like turning down the volume. The problem? Sometimes the volume gets turned down on everything. It's not just pain, it's joy too. It's not just fear, it's wonder too. It's not just sadness, it's love too, right? One of the strangest feelings is knowing something is inside of you, but you just can't access it. You know, I used to describe this sort of like a computer. You know, a computer is right there, and you know that your file is in there, right? Your files are there, your memories, your feelings, your thoughts, but you just can't remember the damn password. Right? You can't see the screen. You can't log in. No matter what you try, you just can't get in there. And if you have ever felt like this, I want you to hear this. The fact that you are searching for yourself means some part of you is still there. A person who is completely disconnected doesn't usually sit there wondering why I feel disconnected, right? The question itself is a sign. Something inside of you is still reaching. So how do we come back? How do we come back to ourselves? I don't want to tell you, hey, you got to feel your feelings, man. Because that is just dumb. Okay? Because if you're numb, that advice just feels like a damn insult. Like someone telling you, like if you broke your leg, hey, just get up and run. You know, coming back, I'm sorry, it's slow. It's like thawing, you know? It's not like a light switch. It's the slow, steady light increase of a sunrise. Do you remember the song from last week? Yes. If you haven't, go check it out because it's awesome. Your Bloom challenge for this week, my friend, is don't try to feel everything. Don't force happiness. If it's not coming, don't force it. Don't demand that you become the old version of yourself, because maybe you don't even want that. Maybe you want a whole new you. Instead, notice one tiny thing. That cup of coffee you had in your hand this morning, or you have right now, maybe just feel the warmth of the cup. That song you almost skipped, maybe from last week, go back and check it out. See how it makes you feel. See if it makes you, brings a little tear. See if it makes you smile. And the beautiful color outside your window, whatever is happening, if it's raining, if it's sunny, if it's whatever, notice something. One thing. The sound of someone laughing. A moment where something inside of you says, wait, just a second. That's enough. It is enough. I wrote this song that you're going to hear inside of that numbness that I was just talking about. Not about getting out of it, but about someone who was desperately trying to survive inside of it. About the quiet, stubborn fight of a person who really couldn't feel anything, yet chose to stay. It's called Too Numb to Give a Damn. And if this is where you are today, please know that this song is for you. You don't have to feel it. You just have to hear it. Too numb to give a damn. Waiting for the flames to burn the ropes that keep me bound. Waiting for the hands that grip my throat don't make a sound. Fight it, they say. You can't let things eat you away. Fight it, they say. I'm too numb to love or give a damn. I gotta survive another day. Hiding in the silence, just can't seem to get around. Can't figure it out, I'm so lost, I'm losing ground. Fight it, they say. You can't let things eat you away. Love will give you damn. I gotta survive another day. I'm running on empty, and I got nothing to give you, babe. Afraid of feeling I got to stay sane. Gotta break through and start living again. Fight it, they say. You can't let things eat you away. Fight it, they say. But I'm too numb to love or give a damn. I gotta survive another day. Maybe today you didn't suddenly feel everything again. Listen, that's okay. Maybe the first sign of coming back is not happiness. Maybe it's just curiosity. Maybe it's just noticing. Maybe it's realizing that, I really like that song that Deidrey just sang. Maybe it's realizing I really enjoyed that sunset from whatever day that was. Maybe it's just that you giggled at one point today. Small moments, small doors opening. Your feelings may not be gone. Maybe they're just waiting for safety, waiting for kindness, waiting for you, my friend, to come home to yourself.
It said, come on in, take off your shoes, get comfortable, I'll play your favorite blues. The music plays, but I can't hear a sound, just haunting echoes and emptiness surround. The whispers of the 1 hours drift through the walls that hold my scars. The house I built to keep me safe became a cage I could not escape. Each quiet room became a prison with shattered glass that blurred my vision. I searched the walls for what was taken, why I felt abandoned or forsaken. I reached for joy, it brushed my hand away. I begged the light and love to stay. Not even pain could cause a sting, a heart still beating but forgetting how to sing. Time passes slowly through these rooms, beneath the weight of silent wounds. Yet somehow, walking through the dark and gray, a whisper called to me and said, there's a way, 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 there's a way. Listen, listen, there's a way. Listen, listen. There's a way. Listen. There's a way. Listen. There's a way. Listen, listen. In quiet rooms, I found a prayerful space, a breath, a moment, amazing grace. Slowly, I recognize the pieces return to me. Forgiveness, compassion, I have given myself freely. Every gentle blossom, etching smile lines on my face, began restoring the sad, forgotten place. This house is no longer the place I hide alone. I am whole again, the me inside. The me inside, the me inside, the me inside came home.